our program. I am from Parent Enhancement Program, and for those who don't know, it's a child abuse prevention program. And we are in our 21st year of serving Denton County. We serve parents and parents-to-be and their children, parents anywhere from 13 through their 26th birthday. And we have had an increase over the last year, about 17% in the, thank you, in the families accessing our services. Our goal is the child abuse prevention, and we feel very strongly that the prevention activities that we have in place have actually been working for 20 years. Kelly has an extensive database, and we're able to do a lot of stats that you may have seen in the report that I submitted, but about 96% of the families that we serve have not been reported for child abuse over the last year, and that makes us feel like we're doing something right. So our goal is to get eyes on the kids as much as possible. So we do home visits, we have parenting classes, adult skills classes, we have community picnics, we offer child safety equipment, we have mentors. We try to give a mentor to each, assign a mentor to each of our families. That is a little hard to do because a lot of our families are low income, at-risk families, and they don't want one more person in their lives. So we work real hard to get a mentor in the family as soon as they get to know us and feel more comfortable with us. We're also one of the agencies that are able to provide transportation for our families. We can take them and pick them up and bring them to classes. We can take them to WIC appointments. We can take them to physician appointments. We also do a lot of training for the bus, Community 101 bus, because we want the families to be as self-sufficient as possible. Let's see. We also require our families to do volunteerism back to us. If they're getting a, let's say, a car seat or a gate or a high chair, we require them to do a parent volunteerism in the office so that we can have an eye on them, the kids again, and see how they interact with them. But we also feel that's very important for the families to know that you don't get things just handed to you. You have to work for them a little bit. We refer to just about everybody in town, in the county, because we do a lot of case management. Old Mill Center, Benton Furniture Share, Jackson Street, all the different places that the families may or may not need services for. So we do a lot of case management services. What else, ma'am? We have a really good connection with Corvallis School District, and we have a GED program for those students who are pregnant and that have had their child and they're still a high schooler. They don't offer child care for the kids at schools, so we are able to offer the child care while they have GED classes at our office, and we have a certified teacher that comes in and from Corvallis District Schools and helps us out. Laura, she's great, absolutely wonderful. She puts up with a lot more than I would, I think. But we've also, through that collaboration with the school district, we're able to have any of our other families come to those GED classes or use the computers that they've offered or use the books. So if we have a 21-year-old who has not finished and received their GED or their high school diploma, we're still able to let them use that. So it's not just Corvallis, even though they're the ones who gave them to us. That program's been in place for 3 years, and we've had 5 of our families graduate and receive their GED, which we think is absolutely wonderful. We feel really good about that. Let's see, we do a family assistance. I have a couple of grants that will help families or parents start either college or get the GED classes paid for, or their books. One of the biggest things that that's really important to us is the car seats, and we have a ODOT grant that allows us to buy up to $5,000 worth of car seats. So we've been very, very fortunate on all of that kind of stuff. Parent volunteers, and we do a newsletter once a quarter for the families. All of my staff are certified CPR instructors, so when they go in the homes, they can teach CPR or first aid. Also, they are all LBCC instructors, so we are able to have our classes through LBCC, through the Benton Center, but also my staff is able to access classes through LBCC free too. It's a nice collaboration. So, anything else? Oh, one of our employees is also a car seat technician, and so she can do the installation of the car seats. And believe it or not, that was an 8-hour full week instruction course. It was very interesting. But that's something that's really important to our staff, is to make sure that the car seats are installed properly. So we have clinics once a month, once a week at the office, or they can do it at their homes. So our biggest goal is that child abuse prevention, and it's promoting that parenting and the adult skills and the type of things that you don't really realize that the families go through. A lot of them are isolated. They're out in the LC, and the staff actually have to park down in the bottom and walk into the house. And I'm not, I love it out there. It's absolutely gorgeous. But a lot of our families are very isolated, or they don't feel comfortable because of whatever they've been through. Our goal is to break that cycle of child abuse, and I think we do a pretty good job. I think my staff are all baby whisperers anyway, and we just love them. So. And we love kids. I know you're going to tell me it's close to 10, otherwise I talked really fast.
3 minutes.
All right. Can I answer any question? Yes?
What specifically are you looking to earmark the $25,000 for?
To do our direct service. All of our services are directly with the families, and that's different than a lot of the other agencies. We work directly with the families. All of my staff do. Kelly is the office manager, so she doesn't, but it's direct services, the teaching, the parenting classes, the home visiting, health care to cover my staff. My staff have all been there 3, 4, 5 years, and it's really nice to be able to keep them, and benefits are something that you have to keep them. And so we had an increase of families accessing our services, 17% increase. And
I have a question about the 17%. Is that 17% more young women are getting pregnant, or they're hearing about your services more?
More hearing about our services. They don't have to have committed suicide. You know, my brain is child abuse. The only 2 criteria is living in Benton County and being under the age of 26. I do take in, because the staff will come in and say, she's 27, can we take her for 6 months and help her out, type of thing. Also dads. We have a lot of dads that are not necessarily connected with the mom, but want to learn those parenting skills, which to me is just as important.
Are any of your services court appointed, or is this all volunteer on their part?
All volunteer on their part. Now, I have had Judge Holcomb say, I want you to take classes at Parent Enhancement Program, and they'll call and say, Judge Holcomb said I had to, but it's all voluntary on their part, which is kind of nice, because it gives us a little bit more control from our side, actually, if it is volunteer, because they come in wanting to know. Our biggest referral is self-referral, which is, excuse me, I have a cold, is our current parents telling other parents about our services, and that's actually our highest referrer. She keeps stats on everything for me. We've had refers from Citizens Bank, Drug Court, Milestones, the hospital, other parents.
Other hiring parents, they'll say my friends in the program, or my neighbor.
Right.
Well, we're right about the end, so we probably don't have time for any more questions.
Okay. Thank you guys. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Interesting.